All right, last week's stocks had their worst week in 9 months. Will the sell-off continue today or will stocks rebound? So let's take a look to see what's happening in the markets today, Monday, June 21st. And we're doing it so that you know what's going on. Good morning, Mark. How are
Good morning,
you?
Markus. How are you doing?
Well, this was an interesting week last week. I have the Dow Jones up here, and the Dow Jones, look at this. Pretty much every single day of last week was a losing day, right? And then on Friday, we had this huge gap. The Dow lost, 533 points on Friday. That's 1.6%, bringing its week down to a negative of 3.4% last week, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of movement last week. And of course, it was really all tied to the Fed. The Fed wrapped up their 2 day policy statement on Wednesday. Really didn't mention any tapering issues, but the focus came down to interest rates and actually moving up their interest rate target or when they expect to raise interest rates in 2023 because of inflation concerns. And then on Friday, a Fed member he mentioned that he could actually see that interest rate hike coming in 2022. So that kind of threw the markets off a little bit because one day it's 2024, the next day it's 2023, and all of a sudden we're talking 2022. Those are
Yeah.
some big changes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, last week the Dow got hit the hardest. Really just down, down, down. The S&P, even the S&P, I'm bringing it up here. It had a winning day on Monday, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all just down days here. The Nasdaq actually did the best, hanging in there. So very, very interesting. So looking at the futures this morning, it seems that we have a bounce back. Here we're looking at the Dow futures, and right now we are up 0.65%. So a little bit of a bounce here.
Yeah. It's interesting. I took a peek last night, late Sunday. Futures were actually down, so it looked like we were going to see a continuation of the drop that we had last week. But then things bounced back, and in the European session, futures rallied again. I didn't see anything specific to Europe, Markus, and why there was that bounce. It could have been that there was just a little buying interest after, like you said, the worst week for at least for the Dow since last October.
Let's face it. Let's just go to a weekly chart so that we see the whole year here thus far. And pretty much ever since last year when we had the COVID drop, and this is a weekly chart of the Dow right now, buying the dip has paid off for the past year. Why stop now, right? So this is probably what traders are thinking this morning. It's Monday morning, so another great day in paradise. So let's just buy the dip again, and let's see what happens here. I'm switching back to a daily chart. Yeah, looking at the economic calendar, it looks fairly light where we have Fed Chair Powell testifying tomorrow in front of the Congress. Of course, this is where everybody wants to know, okay, what's going on there? We also have the flash manufacturing PMI on Wednesday, and then also on Thursday, unemployment claims. As I said, we've pretty much a packed week here.
Yeah, there's some decent reports, and of course, once again, the focus will be on Powell. But I mean,
Actually,
we'll
did you
see.
see? When I switch this to yellow flag reports, we have a bunch of Fed members speaking this week.
True, true.
Usually they're yellow flag because nobody really cares that much what Fed member Williams thinks or what Bauman thinks or what Bostic thinks. But since the Fed member Bullard on Friday dropped the bombshell that, okay, we're moving the timeline, as you said, from 2024 to 2023, and now it's 2022. So this is where I think this week traders will pay close attention to what other Fed members have to say. If they are more in the camp Bullard or if they are more in the camp Powell, where they say, everything is just fine, right?
Good point. Good point.
All right,
Yeah, did you?
let's take a look at what's happening. Bitcoin got hit hard over the weekend. Bitcoin right now trading at $32,000. Did you see this? So
I
today
did.
dropping 10%. Just the whole last week dropping, and then over the weekend dropping 10%.
Yeah, it looks like it's reacting to another China crypto crackdown, specifically on miners in China. And there's the effect on cryptocurrencies, but also on some individual stocks. MicroStrategy, MSTR, they're down almost 8% pre-market, or at least last I looked. They're actually one of the biggest corporate Bitcoin investors with several $billion invested, and so they're taking a little bit of a hit pre-market. And then also Coinbase, Marcus.
Yeah.
Coinbase, they're down about 3% last I looked.
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting. So what I did not know, I saw that this morning. I know that there were a lot of miners in China, but it seems that 75% of all Bitcoin miners are in China, and it seems
Yeah,
that with the ban that China is basically enforcing right now, 90% of these 75% are infected. And China says, well, it's to control financial risks and energy consumption. I mean, ever since Elon Musk tweeted this, yeah, that, oh my gosh, Bitcoin takes so much energy. This is where now energy consumption is the new excuse for everything. But yeah, Bitcoin definitely having a tough time here this weekend and this morning, trading right at 32,000. Will they dip below 32,000 today? We shall see. We shall see. And yeah, I mean, stocks that are tied to Bitcoin, as said, MicroStrategy and Coinbase are suffering too. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, let's see what they're doing because they have what $1.5 billion in
yeah.
Bitcoin. But they seem to bounce back with the broader market here this morning, up 0.2% in pre-market trading. So, okay. Hey, did you hear about the former Tesla executive, Jerome Gillen? I think that's how you
Briefly,
pronounce his
he
name.
sold some shares, like 274 million. Was that
Yeah,
it?
exactly. Because he left earlier this month after being 11 years at Tesla. And most recently, he was running Tesla's heavy trucking unit. Now, you know that we have both positions in Lordstone, in Ride, and hey, could he be the new executive at Lordstone Motors? I mean, is this wishful thinking? Lordstone Motors this morning down 1.3%. They have Lordstone Week this week, so we will see what happens here.
Yeah, I like the connecting of the dots last week a little bit better than this one.
Oh, okay, come on. A little bit of speculation. Okay, anyhow. What else is moving this morning? What did you see?
It did seem to have a huge impact, but it caught my attention. American Airlines.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
so
Quite a
they're
story.
cutting 950 flights for the first half of July because of staffing and maintenance issues after this rebound in travel. They're having a hard time keeping up. But all things considered, it's about 1% of their flights. And it looks like American Airlines is up a little bit pre-market. So they're not taking a big hit because of that.
Yeah, because there is the demand. I mean, right now reopening stocks are bouncing back this morning again. I think even the cruise lines are up. So Royal Caribbean up 0.8%, Carnival Cruise Lines up 0.7%. I said American Airlines 0.6%. Let's see what the hotels are doing. Marriott up 0.12%. If we go over to Vegas, we have Wynn being up 0.3%, and then Las Vegas Sands, where we also have a position, that's up at 0.5, 0.6% this morning. So that's not bad at all.
Yeah, yeah. And then, of course, there is Prime Day, Marcus. Are you
Prime Day!
looking to get anything
You
during
know,
Prime
this
Day?
morning I haven't had a chance yet, and when I checked yesterday, there weren't any deals just yet posted on the website. So, gosh, I mean, Prime Day, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So, I mean, last year, Amazon postponed it until October because it's usually in summertime. It's usually around what, June and July, right? So they postponed it last year because of the pandemic. I mean, this morning, Amazon right now just flat. Well, because
Yeah,
everybody's waiting. Okay, what are the deals and what's happening?
yeah. That's not too much of a surprise for me, but it'll be interesting to see how well that does. I know, I've picked up a TV and headphones and stuff like that, and it's always kind of fun to see what there is. But this year they're going back to the supply chain issue story. I saw that MGA Entertainment. This is the company that actually they have Bratz dolls. Are you familiar with those, Marcus?
No.
they're these kind of like funky dolls that kids play with, and they said that they're in good shape for Prime Day because they were really preparing for it ahead of the event. But a lot of small and medium sized businesses are struggling or could potentially struggle because they don't have all of the capital to plan 3 months in advance, right? And so he says that shipments are taking weeks longer to arrive, and that in his 42 years in this business, he's quote unquote, I've seen a lot of challenges, but I've not seen anything like this. The issues are adding increased time and cost to the global supply chain. So we'll see if that is an issue, fulfillment or things running out. I don't know, but definitely a different situation than we've had in previous years.
I mean, we have the supply chain issues, and then we also have the labor issues, right? I
True.
mean, we have I mean, companies have problems getting people back to work, and this is why I think it will be really interesting to see this week where the unemployment claims are coming in. Last week they were ticking higher, which for me is kind of unbelievable. I mean, yesterday I wanted to go out for Father's Day. I wanted to go to Estancia Brazilian steakhouse, very similar to Fogo de Chao. And there was a huge, long wait. And they had a sign out there. And they said, you know what? Right now, we have staffing issues. We can't get enough people. By the way, would you like to work? Starting salary, $17 an hour, which for Texas as a waiter is quite a lot. And this is what we also heard, just you mentioned it, from American Airlines, right? I mean, they have to retrain the pilots that they furloughed last year, and they don't have enough crews because when they furloughed people last year or laid off people, I mean, they were looking for other jobs, right? And they found other jobs. And so we have the supply chain issues. We have the labor shortage here. I mean, definitely an interesting week.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
Another thing that we've seen recently is other retailers trying to take advantage of Prime Day hype. So Walmart has some Prime Day deals, of course, not labeling it Prime Day, but trying to compete with this 2-day event that Amazon has, where before it was just all about Prime. I haven't looked at any of their offers, but I heard Walmart, Target, and TGT, they're up a little. Kohl's,
KSS, yep. There we go.
Macy's, ticker M.
Yeah.
And also Costco. They're all having deals to compete with Amazon.
This is where it gets super interesting. So, will Amazon Prime Day turn into another Black Friday? So, will we have a mid-year Black Friday? Because now, as I said, I mean, other retailers are following suit by having this huge sale. And I mean, we all know that Black Friday is really good for retailers, right? I mean, this is where they make a lot of money, shop. And it seems that they're trying to take advantage of the hype around Amazon Prime Day when everybody's opening their wallets here as well. Yeah.
It makes so much sense. Much sense.
Super interesting. Okay, so going into the open, the Dow definitely showing the biggest rebound this morning. The Dow futures are up 0.7%. The S&P futures are up 0.5%, and the Nasdaq right now is a little bit lagging, but it also wasn't hit that hard last week with 0.25%. So it will definitely be interesting. Now, we both have quite a few open positions that we need to take care of here going into the open, right?
Yep. Ready to see what we could get.
So we will do this. Okay. If you find this helpful, do us a favor and click on like, and also we'll have a few videos popping up right now that you can watch if you like what we do, and if you want to see more of the strategies that we use to trade our own accounts, click on this video. Anyhow, have a great rest of your day and an awesome week.
Happy trading, everybody.